Today I actually... Can this stop falling? Today I actually really wanted to talk to you about Spider-Man Edge of Time. Bit explanation. Spider-Man Edge of Time is a half-sequel to one of the best Spider-Man games ever, Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions, made by the same developer, Beenox. It deals a lot with time travel, right? Two main characters there, because of that, is The Amazing Spider-Man, or Peter Parker, and Spider-Man 2099, or Miguel O'Hara. Miguel O'Hara is voiced by Christopher Daniel Barnes, and Peter is voiced by Josh Keaton. I love him. He's awesome. Anyway, so they go through this whole little ordeal about trying to fix a... can't remember what it's called. The big bad is, we'll get to the big bad, because there's a lot of them. We'll get to it. But in the beginning, we were with Miguel O'Hara, and he's going through Alchemax, where he works, to try to stop Walker Sloan, that's his name. And then, but he's too late to stop the... I'm just gonna call it the apparatus. He's too late to stop the apparatus from starting, and Walker Sloan using it to go to the past and change the future. Make Alchemax 30 years, or 50 years, can't remember, 50 years before it was founded. And because of that, he changed the entire future, changing it from normal New York to basically Walker Sloan Topia. Yeah, that's a great name. There's a bunch of time travel nonsense. Anti-Venom's there. I like Anti-Venom. He's there. I'm taking... I can breathe. Okay, so after that, we go to Peter, who is now working at Alchemax instead of the Daily Bugle. And Miguel comes to his head. He's like, "Hey, yo, you stupid idiot! You gotta fix this." And I'm like, he's like, "Bro, you want a Spider-Man who will do whatever you want? Go play a video game." And me playing it, I'm just like, "Dog, this is a video game." And then as Peter is like running out of his office and stuff, Anti-Venom explodes some, and he's like, and then Peter's like, "Oh, Eddie, but you're not a killer." And Anti-Venom's like, "That's what you think." Why am I doing this? Okay, so Eddie makes it, Peter finds out that the apparatus is on the 66th floor of Alchemax. So, and apparently Peter dies on the 66th floor. I forgot to mention that. Peter apparently dies at the beginning of this game. So he goes all the way up to the 66th floor, and he sees Eddie again, and he's like, and then they go on like this whole thing. Black Cat's there. That's where my main interest lie. I can't breathe with this mask on. I'm just gonna take it off. Anyway. Then, now that I actually think about it, I think I'm just gonna skip the story. If you guys want to know more about the story, go play the game. So, now I'm actually gonna talk about the gameplay. The gameplay is actually insanely good. Now I'm going to talk about both Spider-Man's gameplay. Spider-Man, the Amazing Spider-Man, So the Amazing Spider-Man gameplay is more about fast-paced attacks and everything. You can see it in his attacks. When you hit X or square, depending on what game system you're playing on, he's like... He goes really fast. And that's even more, like, exemplified in his special ability, called the Hypersense. The Hypersense is a specific... Think of Flash Time from The Flash, obviously. Think of Flash Time. That's basically what it is. It's just a way for you just to move insanely fast, get behind enemies so you can deal more damage, or do puzzles, get through lasers. It's really cool. I'm not going to touch on the web swinging, obviously, because the web swinging is practically non-existent. Now on to 2099. So 2099 is kind of in the same kind of wheelhouse, I guess. He does super fast attacks as like Peter, but the difference with his special ability is he's actually fast enough to create basically a duplicate, or again another parallel with the Flash, a speed mirage. He's able just to create a clone that will target targeting missiles will it'll go onto the clone. And it also does the same thing for puzzles like Peter's. Now let's get onto the artwork of the game. Kane, I know you're editing this video. Put up some artwork of the game, please. Like, look at this one. Look at this. And this. They're so good! It's a phenomenal looking game. For being on the PS3 and Xbox 360, this just looks amazing. Now onto the suits. The suits are my favorite part of the game. Now Peter's suit. Oh, I want to make this. Kane, I know you're doing it, but I also want to make this. Miguel's suit. It's think of Edge of Times. Now, what I wish they did is given it the correct color. Yes, I'm also stingy about that. Give Miguel's suit the right color, please. All right. Now it looks a lot like it, but instead of the web cape, again, kind of ticked. But it doesn't have a web cape, and it just has the front spider emblem on the back. The boss fights in this game, they're pretty good. They're not my favorite. I mean, Black Cat's boss fight annoyed me so much. Cause she's like a genetic, okay. So the Industrial Revolution and its consequence. Alchemax created a anti-aging drug that they experimented with on Black Cat that made her basically immortal. It works for everybody. Yeah, like with it you can basically become immortal. And because of that, they also ran a bunch of experiments on Black Cat, giving her the speed of a cat. Whenever she jumps off a ledge, she just insta water bucket clutches. The Anti-Venom boss fight in the beginning and with Miguel fighting him, I love that one. When I played the game, I just restarted the game over and over again. I never beat the game when I was a kid. The twist big bad is Peter Parker 2099. Alright, Kane, before this, put a spoiler warning. Cut this part out, but put a spoiler warning for Edge of Time. Just in big white letters. Thanks, dog. His boss fight's alright. I mean, it's the ending boss fight with also a mix between Anti-Venom, Walker Sloan, and Dr. Octopus. It's a mix between those three. So it's that, and then 2099 is dealing with 2099 Peter. Amazing is dealing with what they call that monstrosity, Abomination. In the words of Amazing Peter in that game, I'm going to call it Abomination. Also, Fing Fang Foom was taken. Oh yeah, I was on the suit variations. I never got to that. There's the ones I can remember is Flyman, Toxin, the black suit, Flipside, I think, and that's all I can remember. They look gorgeous. Put all the ones. So, in short, I love this game. This game was literally my childhood. This, Shattered Dimensions, and the two TASM games were my childhood, right? They were so good, and I will always hold fond memories about them. And I wish I had a PS3 to go replay it, because it's just good memories.